from Lusty with this Shadow Mask. He upgraded his mask into this Shadow Mask. And you know what? Sometimes Cho players, additional stun. Courage Mask as the upgrade to the wooden. Kind of makes sense a lot when it comes to Cho because you got that instant, additional stun. Twice in favor of Bren Esports, particularly that last clash, or at least that last pickoff onto the Ling, as well as the early pickoff on the Ling. That really caught off guard the members of Alter Ego Esports because the win condition for Alter Ego Esports is to, number one, make the Ling pop off, or number two, let the 1-1 get up his ultimate. And Pai and Sally Boy, they tried their best, but their best probably wasn't good enough against this guy, Lusty, with a 5-2-12 performance on his wonderfully itemized Cho, and the timing was even better than his item decisions. My goodness, the way that he was able to just wait out when the crucial heroes from the opponents went into the fray was immaculate. I wanted to take note of the first clash, or the first struggle of power, as maybe we could say it, where both teams are just trying to win the tug of war on whoever takes control of the specific period of the game. It was about 10 minutes in, where Sally Boy and Yang was taken out by the members of Bren Esports, and this was off of Lusty just landing that crucial Wave the Dragon stun. That happened at 10-minute mark, wherein they were able to get the first Lord of the game and eventually the first inhibitor of the game. The second struggle of power, it kind of was won by Alter Ego Esports. By then, they were able to kind of equalize the match, right? Equalize the strength, the power spike in their favor, and it kind of gave them a little bit of an opening in the map. And it also allowed Pai to outplay the other members of Bren Esports and win that clash into the top lane, but that was quickly followed, however, with another usage of the Jeet Kune Do coming out from Lusty. I think that massive counter stun onto two members of Alter Ego Esports was just so perfect. The most important factor was when there was a crucial outplay about 22 minutes in, when they were able to pick up the kill onto the Ling, because they know that the Ling didn't have any purple, and you can see that the nerfs weren't really that favorable for Ling. Obviously, there are nerfs anyways, but you can see that it was duly punished by Bren Esports by even just a Benedetta without a damage item, able to just gun down and run down the side of the Ling. I mean, there were so many other MVP-esque performances, like just Carl TZ soloing the Lord and then winning the fight with the Blazing Duet. Rebo just trying to outplay so many of the members of Alter Ego Esports, and Few as well. And even Alter Ego Esports, they did well. Man, I'm telling you, I don't have enough time to break this down. I'm gonna take more time for sure, but I know that you're all excited for game number 2, whatever the result may be. So let us bring it back to the casters.
Thanks, Wolf, and welcome back, everybody. Now, to Game 2, we got to give our special thanks to our sponsor, who are making sure that while these long games are going, that our backs and our tushes are going to be real comfortable, real nice. We got to thank Secret Lab, the award-winning seats engineered for long hours of comfort and sitting form. Available in the Secret Lab official store in major e-commerces in Singapore, or visit secretlab.go.
We'd also like to thank Singtel, our partner in esports, to unlock lag-free and ultra-fast gaming experiences with Singapore's fastest 5G network. Keep calm and get the edge you need on your road to Mythic in MLBB with Singtel, Singapore's fastest 5G network.
Oh boy, that game was just... That was definitely a breather. That definitely was a breather. And I can understand Wolf's perspective here, because again, I think a lot of it came down to just like whether you could itemize well, whether you can like change, adapt on towards the fly. And I think definitely a large majority of that, I think Ribbo would have had a much harder time 1v3ing and 1v5ing if somebody had a way to kind of minimize his healing.
Yeah, and that's the thing. when you have two teams this talented, when you're at the top of your game, when it's the pinnacle of competition in esports right here at the Mobile Legends BangBang World Championship, the real difference between you and your team losing and winning against a team that's arguably equally skilled is those little decisions, like what item to build, when to do it, when to sell it, when to juggle your timers, when, let's say, immortality is down, do I next get maybe an Athena shield or like a Queen's Wings in this particular matchup, since there was very little magic damage on board either side. It's really that much in depth. So I understand why Wolf is just struggling to get all the points in, because again, in this 20-something minute matchup, there was just so much that went down.
Oh boy, I can't believe it, where it's like, oh yeah, you know, this is just an appetizer. This felt like a full meal. I can't imagine what a best of 7 is going to be looking like, just like 40-minute games off the bat.
I am pretty sure we need to go through the best of 5s first.
That's
and
true.
Then the full 7.
That's true.
Don't know how prepared we'll be for that, because right now I feel spent. That game 1, especially even the draft, we were already like, you know, sparks left and right, you know, guessing, speculating, keeping us on our toes. Even the coaches, I'm pretty sure, have already felt some sort of exhaustion, fatigue after such a long, grueling matchup.
Yeah, they're watching the games and they're just writing down the notes like, okay, we got to work on these couple of things.
Yeah.
Okay, there we get these couple of things. And as the games go by, it's like, I don't have enough paper for this.
Yeah. Can I get another one, please?
Yeah, one more. But yes, coming up to this game 2 here, only more exciting action to come, because I would assume that they're going to switch sides. I don't know if they're going to be on the same sides. And if it's going to be on the same sides, what is the draft going to look like?
I'm guessing loser can choose, right? So now we'll see what kind of preference they have and what kind of strategies might be brewing in each of the coaches' minds.
Ooh, it's tough. It's tough. But you know what's tougher? Being able to miss out to claim free permanent skills. So make sure you're logging in on Jan the 30th for the Battle Night. A lot of new content is being adding over into Mobile Legends, and you guys don't want to miss on it. And you know, it's very happy that we would like to announce the launch of the new anniversary season of Magic Chess, Blazing Hammer. The new adventure will officially begin on January 30th. Now, new upgrading system, blessings, new little commanders, and a map, all synergies revamped, and free trial of advanced skins all waiting for you. So, why not log on? Check it out.
Couldn't be the 30th soon enough, but before we even get there, you have to get through the playoffs. We have to get through this very next game, which we are minutes away from starting, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
So, before the countdown goes, Gideon, I gotta ask you, man, do you think since in game number 1 there was very little magic, and of course, seeing how well Flapteasy played the Benedetta, do you think in game number 2, like, it just should not be banned out? Do you think they should be like, Benedetta, get out of here and let's play a little more magic? Like, I feel like it should shake up.
I definitely think it is going to shake up. I definitely think there is going to be a little bit more priority here, because, number 1, Loyi did give quite a number of issues to Red. I think they could have won so much harder, but just Udil single-handedly turning that fight with the rotation, just special rotation, boom, 3 people get stunned in the middle of a fight out of nowhere, really caught them off guard. So a couple of options to think about here, and I don't think... I don't know whether or not they're going to get their hands on those priority marksmen. Like, I think if this was a Yi Shinshin instead of the natural Ling, I think this might have shaped up a little bit different towards the mid game.
Yeah, and again, that was an early decision that Alter Ego made, right? They revealed the Ling a little too early, and by hook or by crook, that might have been one of the few causes of Brain Esports' victory, but I guess that's why the Matilda is so strong just as well. It's that confirmed stun, ladies and gentlemen. It's effectively a -1 if everyone is on board when circling Eagle is triggered. So yeah, right here, this is the man, the face of El Capitan, few who played the Matilda earlier on today, and especially in game number 1. So I'm wondering if Matilda might be banned. I'm guessing they still have to respect the Jawhead and then Natalia. They also have to respect the Esmeralda. So again, just the danger, the list of dangerous individuals just ever grows.
I mean, I just love how El Capitan is just warming up his hands. It's like, okay, now for another 30-minute game. Don't worry, as long as we do these exercises, we'll outpace them.
Yeah, I mean, again, these folks, these young men are playing at the top of their game, and I'm pretty sure that 20-minute game was but a warm-up. Like, for them, that was but a warm-up, but I'm pretty sure for our viewers and even for us here in the studio, it was we're spent. Essentially, like, if games go on like that all day, then you can expect just all of us to just be knocked out by the end. But right now, I think they have swapped. So yeah, Alter Ego Esports, they want that first priority pick.
Yeah, just, everybody who's hard stuck in Epic, just 20-minute games. Yeah, this happens all the time. No problem.
What are y'all talking about?
Now, looking over, yes, Alter Ego is going to be on the blue side with Brand Esports going to be on the red side. And now Benedetta axed out of there. Get him out. Lapu Lapu, get him out.
Oh, if anything, this just telegraphs that Alter Ego Esports, they are on the defensive. They have been put back to the corner, trapped between a rock and a hard place. It's just a pickle. All of the idioms that essentially say they're in trouble. This is just them reacting to essentially what Brand Esports did in game number 1. And right now it's hard to say how well they can make use of this one pick. They have the best pick in the house. It's the first pick. But against Brand Esports, who can essentially just make paintings out of a single color, it's scary.
I won't lean towards Bren just yet because we haven't seen what the full ban list is going to be, and Alter Ego obviously reacting to a lot of these big picks that really made a difficult time in game 1. They need to shake things up, and I think this is a good way to kind of put them back into that motion. Natalia, Esmeralda, Brody being on the red side, having to ban these things out, that's absolutely fine.
Yep, but right now someone's out there. We're missing out on a solid
Matilda
ban. Yeah, exactly. Matilda's still up. I'm wondering if Udo's feeling it, and he is. Here we go.
He's feeling it. He's definitely feeling himself a little bit like, all right, this is gonna work. Now, Brand Esports, most likely, I would assume that they're gonna pick the Yusong for themselves, knowing that Lapu Lapu and as well as the Benedetta has been taken off the table. So then your next best option is going to be the Yusong.
Yuzhong on Flap TZ, and maybe it's. There you go. I was gonna say it's either the Luo Yi on Few or the Yusen Shin on Kartizi.
Oh, wow.
But instead, hold up, I like it. This is a flex. This is just flexes on flexes. Sure, you get the 2 picks, but also you're not sure if this is a mage Sylvana, seeing that it is Few who picked it, but it could also be Lusty's support.
Agreed. I like this, and this is just denying your opponent a lot of options here. Because yes, you have the Matilda, but guess what works well with it? Having a Sylvana with you, being able to almost double your distance in gap closing with the Imperial Justice, it can be very, very frustrating. You jump over to your Matilda, all of a sudden you jump on with the Divine Justice. Nobody can really react to it as quickly as you would like to imagine. Now, Alter Ego going to be locking in the Yuzong. Fine, you gave it to us. We'll take it. And also, the Atlas as well. Okay.
Okay, so far we have only seen Atlas as maybe a last resort or like a very specific and niche answer to certain things. And we are far from the heyday of Atlas. Atlas was so big, like what, 3-6 months back, and that's being optimistic. But right now, he seems to be a very niche. He's a specific tool needed for a specific job, and Alter Ego Esports picks him up in the first phase.
Yeah, and I think, they're just getting combo pieces with Matilda. It's like, yes, Matilda's going to give me that extra mobility, something that Atlas has been significantly lacking here. Now it gives you another dimension. He's not as linear, because is he going to hop over the wall when Matilda used that Circle Eagle? You never really know.
I can see how this works. It's essentially the free dash from Matilda plus the perfect match. And then you go for the Fatal Links. But then again, this reminds me of how 10 Second Gaming earlier was drafting. It's a very wombo combo. It's a very Magical Christmas Land kind of ML lineup. But so far, I trust Alter Ego. I think they know what they're doing here. And the Brand Esports, they're just playing solid mobile edges. This is just good picks up overall. Like it's the burst that you put together with the Sylvana, side lane Farsa possibly, and then you just have an ever-scaling Yusun Shin. Second phase of banning, they're going to choke out Selly Boy's choices. That's the Claude. And even Pi, like you kind of get some collateral damage off of Pi.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, making sure that you pick up the Farsa is going to be important, because they've shown, okay, they have the Atlas, okay, I need something that can deal damage, and I don't necessarily want to get caught. Farsa really suits the build really nicely. Alter Ego, seeing that Brand Esports has banned out the Claude, alright, sure, you want to get rid of our scaling, that's totally fine. We've got a lot of options, and arguably even assassin options as well. So, Alter Ego going to be looking to ban out, yes, those flex picks, those off-laners.
So it's either Cho, I'm guessing Tams, they have a target on Tams, they're considering that, maybe for the ban. And for Brenny Sports, yeah, they have a one-track mind. This is going to be Selly Boy having to consider, think twice, who's left? Oh, Lancelot's still out there.
Lancelot's still out there, Hayabusa is still out there. They still have
Roger.
options of Roger. So when we're talking about scale, people who scale, that's not a big deal for Alter Ego, especially at this phase of the game. Bren are just making sure they deal with super safe options like Claude. So safe. That battle mirror image has been an absolute menace since his return.
And I like how Brenny Sports still respects Sully Boy. As well as they took game number 1, they still had to work through that link.
Oh, yes. Sorry, I got distracted with the Khalid pick here. I definitely think I thought they were going to go a different direction with this, maybe even towards the Harith, and then force them onto the Khalid to punish later on. But okay, I might be overthinking it. And also, I did mention that the return of Claude, more like as soon as he's been released, he's never left pro play.
Yeah, he's had maybe on and off seasons, but always found home, especially since Project Next.
Yeah.
So Project Next really welcomed back our duo here. By the way, he's a duo. It's Dexter, the monkey, and Claude. But yeah, this is Brenny Sports locking in their tank. It's going to be Lusty on the Baksha. So this does kind of telegraph. Few is going to be a support Sylvana with Rebo in the side lanes. Gold lane Farsa, while Pai picks up the Chang'e. Interesting duel here between two very long-range mages.
Yeah, and I think, this is only natural. Chang'e into the Farsa. We've seen this matchup happen in previous seasons many times before. The question is, what is that last pick? They know that the box is there, so even when they're thinking in their heads like, okay, it's something that can sustain and heal, it's going to be a little bit of a problem when you have something like Baxia and the Tortoise Poissons absolutely negating you each step of the way. So, alright, we need something that scales. They take the Hayabusa, and they have plenty of damage on their side, and a lot. And I'm talking a lot of mobility.
Yep. Again, you have Quad Shadow plus the dash. Or if Selly Boy's feeling it, he can say, Leo Murphy, bring me my prey, right? Bring me my dinner with the Fatal Links. And then, of course, you have Yam playing Diversion with the Yuzhong. I'm liking it. Alter Ego Esports, they drafted very well here. They drafted with great coverage, damage. It's equal magic, it's equal physical. Now, Brenny Sports, how will they respond? They still need a hero for Flapteasy. EXP laner, please. Hold up. They go for double mage. Triple even.
Yeah. They're going to depend on Nishin Shin to scale well into the game. They're probably throwing Sylvana in towards the side, either Farsa or Sylvana. I'm pretty sure it's going to be. Farsa because Rebo is playing it, and she doesn't get caught that often. Wings by Wings just fly away. I'll just go outside of the map a little bit and come back. Super annoying. I absolutely hate it. I had a lot of PTSD with it. But besides that, Flapteasy on the Selena. This is going to be really interesting because it's all dependent on whether or not he can land that Abyssal Arrow.
I'm guessing it's going to be a side lane Baksha again. Not the first time we've seen that. Side lane Baksha, still Sylvana on tank, and then you give you the Selena.
That's a good shout. That's a really good shout. All right, okay.
I'm guessing because that's essentially where they fit. They just changed the order, but they might actually just be playing with Alter Ego. They're messing with Alter Ego's strategy, and I mean, it's a single click. To swap is a single click, and to be able to force your opponent into this very interesting but solid draft just the same. I mean, that's what Brenny Sports is doing with their red side advantage.
Yeah.
They essentially have final say.
Totally agree here, but I think the biggest thing is whether or not Alter Ego is going to get invaded very early on.
Yeah, they can definitely bully Selly Boy.
Exactly. That blue, the moment they hit level 2, expect to see First Blood coming up as soon as possible because Selena is not just going to sit there looking all willy-nilly of, oh yeah, I'm going to play with daisies and roses. No, Hayabusa needs to be punished.
Exactly. Swagger on path. I think we called it right. It's Flapteasy in the sides. Lusty as the tank Sylvana. Rebo in the side. Let's call it a day. Here we go. Game number 2. Alter Ego Esports versus Bren Esports.
Oh, Lusty's taking so much damage after getting hit by the perfect match from Leo Murphy. Lusty being brought down to 1/3 of his health. Sully Boy there just to cut the wave as soon as possible. They're going to make that rotation. And more importantly, he needs to get his purple as soon as possible.
I like how Purifies are all over the board here. Of course, you have one on Rebo. That's essentially his second life. And then for Alter Ego, Udil and Pai understand that if Few catches you with a 3-second stun, it's most likely over, or if Flap TZ catches you with a rollout. But the thing is, Lusty, Imperial Justice, there's nothing you can do with that. You're stuck.
Absolutely. And I think it's hard for Lusty to actually catch Udil or Pai because a lot of them have high movement speed just in general because they can empower themselves, kind of circle around. Oh, worst comes to worst, just use Circle Eagle to kind of, you know, dodge around the Divine Justice as quickly as possible at a tap of a button. So they have, you know, inbuilt escape mechanisms.
Yep. So essentially it's an I know you know kind of situation, and it's very evident. It's essentially playing with an open hand.
Yeah. Oh boy, it's really going to come down to the execution from both sides and how creative you're going to start attacking the map. It's a game of chess at this point of time, and you know, Alter Ego going to be playing towards this bottom side, getting ready to catch somebody off. Few might be in a little bit of trouble here, but they are managing to get on out. No casualties just yet. Looking onto mid side, you can already see that Lusty is making sure he is covering their backs.
Yep, we're only 2 minutes in. Very heavy rotation from Alter Ego Esports, and I think they were essentially setting up for Turtle. Anyways, nice catch by Udil, and here comes Leo Murphy for the save. Can they get it?
They don't. I mean, it's really good that he used this Purify really soon because again, Curtsy is. Oh no, Lusty, you're in trouble there. Can he actually make it? Oh, silly boy turns back time to pulling through, but unfortunately, Shurikens don't take him out just yet. First blood going over to Brent. A great play, feathered airstrike coming on through. Leo Murphy getting hit by literally everything, but finally goes down to Few, who dashes on forward with the Garrett as well as the flame shot to ensure the kill. Few still on the run. Yam now needs to go as Flaptizi saying, hello, it's me to Toys Poissons. Just gonna run you down real quick as Lusty catching up.
A little reactive for the side of Yam there, popping the Black Dragon form, and essentially he was what? 5-10 seconds too late, and that's all it took for BangBang Sports to essentially reset, come back here to Turtle, take the first one, and then just rinse and repeat.
Yeah, and this is a little bit. Oh no! Oh, getting caught like that, silly boy. He probably got hit by the lance from Lusty. That's what I would assume here. And Rebo just really quick on the fingers there. Pai getting a little bit of damage here, but he can't really do too much. Leo Murphy getting a good stun onto Lusty, but again, it's just the support, not that big of a deal. Flapsy down on the bot side, but Few, he needs to make it strong. So it's going to be Circle Eagle coming on through. Udil needs to secure this kill. Can he do it? No, he cannot. Toys Poissons has been popped, and Flaptizi is going to run Udil down, but Udil, he's not having none of this. He's done, and he has to go back to base, but unfortunately, the wave is crashing in.
Yep, that's exactly how talented the player Udil is. He may have seemed to have bitten off more than he could chew, but he got away with it anyways. So, man, a lesser player would have just dropped in the face of Few and Flaptizi there. Nice check by Carl TZ. Mountain Shocker just to stop. Essentially delay the reset for Udil there, and now Yam facing down against Flaptizi. I love the interaction here between Bax's marks and the sustainable kit that Yuzhong has. It's essentially a deadlock.
Yeah, again, as long as Flaptizi just controls the pressure and makes sure that Yam every single time he wants to rotate, Flaptizi is just constantly pushing that wave, constantly zoning him out, because again, Yuzhong doesn't win this matchup unless he has items, which he doesn't, so the early game is basically being given over to BangBang Esports on that bottom side.
And so far, looking at the gold lead, it's about 2,000, give or take, for BangBang Esports, given the 0-4 record. Now Leo Murphy going to be backing out.
Oh yeah, Leo Murphy's still on the run here. Flaptizi going to take a little bit of damage, but overall they're just going to back away. And sorry, let me correct my statement. Flaptizi doesn't actually win the early game until he hits level 4. Oh, Udil, you are playing with fire here, buddy. Oh. He gets hit with a shield unity, but it's still okay. Udil walks away. That shield keeping him alive, but Brent having full control over the turtle.
Can say though, Purify burned on Udil, so they can catch him with another. Now, that's going to be Leo Murphy in a little too deep.
Yeah, but now Lusty might be a little bit of trouble here. Yeah, wants to get that kill. Lusty's at 1 HP. Somebody take him out as Leo Murphy on the other side is running away. And Flaptizi can't really do too much, even with the Rejuvenate. He is going to get taken on out. It's a 1-for-2 trade in favor of Alter Ego.
But still, look at how bold BangBang Esports is. All right, we lost out, but we're still going to go for a turtle anyways.
Oh, the damage coming out of Selly Boy, allowing Pai to come down and clean up shop. Who's going to get the turtle? And it's going to be Yishin Shin. Tizi walks away, hops over the wall and says, all right, that's enough.
Yeah, boys, thank you for your service. your jungler's gonna go back to work.
I mean, Bren is still ahead. Bren is still ahead ever so slightly in terms of kills as well as gold. Oh, here it comes. Meteor Shower coming off through, but that's going to be taking out Pi in the process. A good catch from Flaptizi.
Rebo sitting at 2-0-2 with Impure Rage on lock. This man is just all about rotating to where the fight is, blowing up, and then going back to farm.
Yeah, it's working out for them. It really is, but still, no major objectives being taken except for the neutral ones. Rebo has been in the right place at the right time almost every single time. I mean, their team are coordinated really nicely. Alter Ego, on the other hand, they are forcing these plays, and it looks good. It really comes down to a very slim margin of darn it, I didn't get the kill. He's at 1 HP.
And I guess if that keeps going on, essentially eventually Bren Esports will just come out on top. But right now from the back, Imperial Justice!
Oh wait, but he manages to get the Black Dragon form. He's actually going to turn this around. He gets hit by the Abyssal Arrow. Oh my goodness. This man, Yam, he's got some real cojones here, just managing to take everything. 1 HP, no problem. I'm still going to be relevant.
I'm here. I've already made the decision to let my presence be felt. And I guess he tried to save the turret, just not gonna work for Bren Esports.
Yeah.
They walk away, the first good conversion, and now Flaptizi wins 1v1 against Pi.
Did he get solo killed?
I guess. What is this young man packing? I think an item check is in order. I think we're wondering, because again, this is just your classic side lane Baksha, but I'm wondering how did he win that side lane battle against Pi? But hold up, I think they're going to try to go for the main artery here. They're going to go for the neck. Mid lane is next.
No. They missed a lot of their abilities here, but now Flaptizi might have overstayed his welcome. He's going to try and dash over the wall, drops down the Rejuvenator, try to buy some time, and now he's going to go into his rollerblade form to get on out of there. Shield of Baxia going to protect him for the time being, but Turtle going into the hands of Bren.
Yep, this is as free as it gets with Sully Boy basically a world away. It's going to be impossible. So yeah, I guess that's 3 turtles now down for Carl TZ. Lord is going to be the next big one. I guess Pi picking up the Ice Queen one is good, but not so nice for Leo Murphy.
Lusty is just getting great picks all across the board, and nobody can seem to get past Flaptizi on this bot side. Every single person he's gone 1v1 against have not won, and yeah, he's like, no more, get away from me, please. Black Dragon form, get me out.
So far, Yam has gotten away with a lot of things, but right now Bren has just read into it, right? Game number 1, sure, there's some good trades. Game number 2, not so much. Yes, you have a hero like Yuzhong, but even Udil is starting to fall victim to these pickoffs.
Yeah, they are getting very, very greedy here. It's like Alter Ego is punching a wall at Bren. As long as they maintain their integrity, Alter Ego are just cracking their knuckles. And Lusty, he takes a good amount of damage, but that Divine Justice is absolutely nasty. Lusty, you gotta stop it. But Flaptizi might actually finally fall as Leo Murphy has gotten the pick of a lifetime. But now the Rebo is making sure, you want a siege? You want to play under your turret? No problem. That's where I shine.
That's a good trade. That is an amazing trade. 1 for 1, and then you eventually get the turtle anyways. And if anything, it was the EXP laner for the gold laner. So Pi here drop in as the Chang'e traded out for the Baksha. I guess Flaptizi is just doing his job. This is just what Flaptizi is doing. And right now, looking at his items, Dominance Ice, he has a solid Cursed Helm, and I think he's slowly building up to a Queen's Wings. This young man is on the road again to being MVP.
He is packing. He is packing some heat right now. Oh my goodness.
He won a 1v1!
He won multiple 1v1s. Multiple! He may not get the kill, but that's like, you don't feel good about it when you're walking back to base thinking, I lost to a Boxia.
That bothers you in your sleep.
Yeah, it's something you're going to be thinking about for a long time. Lord finally spawning here, but Leo Murphy finally getting his items that he finally really, really needs here. I have to admit, Lusty has been getting some amazing pickoffs for Bren.
Yeah, Lusty here playing the Sylvana. Essentially why she's so contested is because she confirms kills like no other. I mean, the Jawhead, there's the Ejector, can be purified, but Imperial Justice not so much. And there's another nice pickoff. Yam goes down just as soon as he's seen.
This is so difficult to play. Oh no, Alter Ego, they're on the run. Pi, you need to get out of there, buddy. You need to get out of there. He drops down that meteor shower to clear that wave, and Bren have created this brick wall here on their side of the map. They are playing for pickoffs, and now Sully Boy trying to get on out of there. He has the quad shadows, does manages to pull through. However, that tier 2 is under significant scrutiny here. 1 minion left, break that, and yes, it is going to survive.
Holy Crystal now on Rebo.
Oh my goodness.
Pumping up the damage percentage-wise, 11 minutes in. I think it's just a matter of time, considering that they might let this become a Luminous Lord and then go for the penetrate.
Oh, yeah, that's actually pretty accurate here. Wait, Udil, as well as the Glaive being bought by Pi, they have their own magic penetration as well as a denial of heal. Hopefully that utility is going to be enough because, again, Bren is hitting their is getting close to hitting their third item power spike.
Lusty here. It's amazing how just a single hero just heralds your death, right? And they can have full knowledge. They can telegraph all of this. Essentially, Alter Ego, they like a GPS on everyone. Oh, just misses Udil by an inch.
Very, very small. But Lusty looking again while Leo Murphy trying to take the advantage of the opportunity, but gets caught out instead. Great cosmic lance coming in from Lusty. He is so hard to get past. Nothing slips through this man.
Yam just doing Yam things. So far, across the board, it's a matter of Yam being at the wrong place at the right time. Like, he has the job, right? He knows what he has to do. But, again, you already mentioned, even when he does have the Black Dragon form, it ends up being null. Because even after just a few seconds of an onslaught from Ren Esports, it's all the more worth it. And right now, there's just no room for the contest. Luminous Lord, easy pickup here by Ren Esports. 3, 2, 1. Hold up. He's taking too long. He's doing it solo, though.
He's doing it solo, so he's taking his time here with the rest of the team. Like, he still has a long way to go. A quarter of the way to go. So he's bringing up the rest of the team. They finally pick it off. They just needed to make sure that Alter Ego was nowhere close to this.
Yep. I guess, yeah, it's too much. It's too scary. And again, this is just Bren Esports showing respect to Alter Ego, given that, yeah, they have put Selly Boy down. Selly Boy is just not ready for anything, but just the same, a single Quad Shadow plus Retribution could just deny this First Lord.
Yep, and finally, Sully Boy able to get that endless battle. That is going to be a key buy. Oh,
3 seconds stun.
Liam Murphy, I mean, he's going to be A-okay because that's just his body, and now the rest of the team is going to be coming on through. The Lord is brought down to half HP. Yam getting hit by the Cosmic Lance, but that's not going to matter too much. Where is those big ultimates? They are still holding it for the side of Bren Esports. They're waiting for an opportunity to jump back in. Wait, they actually used it already. They don't have anything left. Yam, he's going to start initiating the fight. If they don't start it now, they're going to get the cooldowns back up, and it's going to be a tough fight to win.
Yep, all lanes perfectly managed here by Bren Esports, but right now that's going to be the Feathered Airstrike popped in here by Rebo. Poisons by Flapteasy pushing everyone back in. Meteor Shower already used by Pi.
Oh, Divine Justice coming in from Lusty, but again, Mounted Shocker as well. Leo Murphy doesn't find the pick that he was looking for, and yeah, pays the price as the rest of the team is going to go return and recall. Oh my goodness, where did he go? Where did Selly Boy go?
Nowhere. He didn't even get the click. Death Shadow, Quad Shadow into Shadow Kill. He didn't even get his ult. It's still on cooldown.
I'm at a loss for words.
That's the sound. That's the sound of that failed engage.
I literally blinked and he disappeared. Oh my goodness, Bren is so far ahead into this game. And now they're going to push their advantage even more. Alter Ego trying to look to pull back. Hearteasy taking a little bit of damage here. It's going to be Circle Eagle going to be pushing him through. They need to go in. Leo Murphy, can he find the catch? Yes, he can. No! Hearteasy, he makes it out. He emotes in victory as Yam. He can't go any further as Flapteasy is going to run the last few members down. Oh my goodness. What a disappointment here. And Carlteasy, he has got to be so livid right now.
Carl Teasy has been having a great day, scoring the first Savage of M2, and right now they're going 3 for 1. Rebo for Leo Murphy, Yam, and Udil. What can Pi and Selly Boy do? Yes, they have amazing wave clear, but Selly Boy is just running for his life. Quad Shadow already spent. He's gonna go down. That's just one defender left. Pi, I don't think it's enough.
I mean, he cleared the wave. The next wave is crashing on through. And Leo Murphy, now this is where the game ends. Leo Murphy has no wave clear. What an incredible game this has been for Bren Esports. And look at that. Look at just the joy on their faces. They're just like, yes, I don't smile very often in game, but this is a good day.
a great day for these young gentlemen. Carl, Tizzy, and Ribo on screen, and Udil just frustrated. Selly Boy, I can only imagine what's going on in Alter Ego's minds right now. It was great the last time we met, but this time around, you're a whole different beast.
They are a whole different beast, and I gotta give it to them. That was a pretty impressive game coming out from Bren. Philippines has to be really happy about that. Alter Ego probably, I mean, it's not too crushing of a defeat, but it does show the cracks in their own system, something to kind of think about because this is only the group stages.
Yep, I can only imagine what Coach Ducky from Bren Esports is saying. Are you not entertained? Is this what y'all were looking for? I was expecting a 3-game series. I'm pretty sure a lot of fans were as well.
Absolutely.
But right now, we are at an impasse, ladies and gentlemen. 2-0.
Oh, man.
A clean day for Bren Esports.
Really, honestly, a really, really clean day for Bren Esports. You know, honestly, that's really impressive. And I mean, it only gets better from here. It's a little unfortunate to see, of course. However, I mean, the Indonesian squads, you know how they're like. You beat them one time, and we've seen this before in past international tournaments. Philippines knock them down one time, all of a sudden, you see Indonesia knock back, and it just goes back and forth between the two regions.
Yep, and at this point, we can say for sure with an optimistic mindset, there's a possibility for these two teams to face off once more, maybe even twice more all throughout M2. So it's not over just yet, but one thing we can say for sure is Bren Esports secures their upper bracket slot.
Congratulations to them, and with that, they are going to be securing their spot in the upper bracket. So with that being said, top 4. With that being said, you could catch all the live streaming of the mega event Mobile Legends BangBang M2 World Championship 2020 held in the in Singapore in the Shangri-La Hotel for free on MeWatch from 18th to 24th January. A total of 12 teams from 9 countries, including RSG and EVO SG from Singapore. They're also playing the next game, by the way. Hint, hint. Competing for 300,000 USD. So, support Team Singapore in the group stages.
We're going to be throwing it over to the analyst, right? I mean, it was a quick series, but I think we need Wolf's help to actually break this down. Wolf, tell us what's up.
You know what? I think this is Bren Esports off of their loss against Alter Ego 3-0, just going back to the drawing board and preparing every single thing, crossing their T's, dotting their I's, because this is such a well-prepared performance from this squad against Alter Ego Esports. My name is Wolf, and I'm going to be talking about how Bren Esports won the entire series against Alter Ego by understanding the meta so much and banking on their own strengths. Now, I do have to take note, this particular game number 2 was off of Bren Esports maximizing their objective-taking potential from the Isenshin, as well as the theory on poking their opponents. Right, poking mechanics coming out of this Farsa, as well as this Yisenshin, as well as the masterful display of Few on his signature Selena. This was a quote-unquote championship Selena from when he got his first MPL championship in the Philippines back in Season 2. Now, do take note, this first blood was off of the fact that Lusty was able to just bait them out, and Alter Ego Esports was in a very bad spot. 2 key wins for Bren Esports, and then it was followed up by a turtle. And now, Alter Ego Esports, come the second turtle, they want to take it, but Kaltizi was on point once again with that retribution play. By the way, amazing arrows coming out from Few, just world-class performance from the captain of Bren Esports from the mid lane, or hashtag support Selena. Do take note, this was an interesting class. If we pause right now, I just want to take note that before this particular clash happened, there was someone from the Alter Ego Esports squad that was caught out, and they kind of forced them in a bad spot. Now, if we play this very slowly and understand the poke mechanics of Bren Esports, they were forcing Alter Ego in a very bad spot, and it will end up with Few just landing that massive arrow to the face of Selly Boy, because he knew exactly where Selly Boy will end up. And a very crucial clash, by the way, this was the dagger to the heart of Alter Ego Esports. So if we play this, you'll see how masterful Bren Esports was when it comes to just controlling them. I think that Alter Ego Esports, they were lost. Yam already popped his ultimate. If you will notice on this particular clash, that he is already in Draconid form or Dragonoid form, and it just means that there's just really not much initiation from their part. Leo Murphy, as much as he can, he was too underformed that he will melt if he will try to go for that ultimate. By the way, there still are pretty fights on the side of Brand Esports, so it's just not that easy for Leo Murphy to be in this spot. Now, again, no more ultimate from Pai as well. As you can see, it's already cooled down. And if we play this clip, you will notice how Few was able to just time this arrow so well. And it led to the victory of Brand Esports. Let's play this. And I think that apart from this, Alter Ego Esports, they tried their best. But unfortunately, there were so many questionable plays from their part. Look at that flame shot, and now Boy will eventually be caught by the arrow. And of course, a kill coming out for Brand Esports. And I think that this was already the breaking point, right? Absolutely for Alter Ego Esports. This is the point of no return, especially because that chase onto Kaltizi failed horribly. And unfortunately, they were shut down. I think that Yam on this Yuzong, they need to really recalculate on how to utilize this Yuzong, because this is not the best usage of the Yuzong. You need to be on the aggressive. You need to be on the aggressive position, or at least utilize your ultimate so that it will win you the fights. And unfortunately, the positioning wasn't enough coming out from Alter Ego Esports. Now, looking at the items that we have right now, this is not going to be telling of the important I'd say timestamps on the items, but I'm gonna say them anyways. 7 minutes in, dominance ice was picked up by Flat TZ, and about 2 minutes afterwards, Lusty was also able to make his own dominance ice. And then if you compare the tanks, Lusty had his first item by 9 minutes, and Leo Murphy wasn't able to get any sort of a big item, any complete item by that timing. And if you now align all of the timestamps, that was when Boy should be dealing the damage. But with 2 dominance ice pickups on the side of Brand Esports, as well as the other defensive items, and coupled with the damage items of their cores, Boy didn't have a good time in this particular game because he just can't find the opening. He just can't output the damage that should be coming out from the jungler. You also have to take note that Pai couldn't be a massive Chang'e from the side lanes as compared to a mage far side the side lanes as well from Brand Esports, because Yam wasn't able to make the space as well. Brand Esports, known as El Capitan Few, and also the quote-unquote championship Selena from MPL Season 2, where Few was able to first get his first MPL championship title. This was Stuff of Legends. And now playing in the mid lane with that last pick Selena. I think that Alter Ego Esports thought that Farsa will be the mid lane or the support of Brand Esports, but it was actually a curveball, putting Farsa onto Rebo for more damage in the early stages. And then Few on the quote-unquote supporting or utility role, just landing all those flame shots, just baiting out his opponents, and of course, the massive arrows that he was able to make. Oh my. It was perfect. I think the bait plays coming out from Lusty also paid dividends for the team. I think that it's also important to take note that this was an overall team effort, and the last icing on the cake, at least for me, the way that Brand Esports was able to just control the objectives. 3 of the turtles went in their favor because they made a play before the turtle happened. And also just sitting patiently, waiting for the 12-minute mark to actually start on the Luminous Lord so that it will be more potent when it comes to pushing down the lanes. I think that was also very important to take note. That was a decision making that only a top tier caliber team can do, and Alter Ego Esports cannot react to that. Amazing display of understanding the approach of the Mobile Legends game, and also I would say a perfect execution of an objective-based composition really helped Brand Esports score this 2-0 victory for Spawn. I mean, Alter Ego Esports, they did well, specifically their first game against 10 Seconds Gaming Frost. Unfortunately, in their game against Brand Esports, it seems like the better prepared team is Brand Esports. There still is plenty of more chances for Alter Ego to come back and face Brand Esports once again, but as the casters have said, Brand Esports have just secured their top 4 slot here in the M2 World Championship after bagging that upper bracket berth. Now, They are going to be joining Omega Esports as well from the Philippine squad. We still have come back for the M2 World Championship.
everyone, and welcome to the semifinals, where right now our players will be playing a best of 3 to really find out who deserves to be in the finals.
Dive right in whenever he gets the chance to do so, and Jams land through a double KO already being charged up. Same goes to San Matthew. It's going to be a blow for Boom, but Currency still lands the final finishing touch.
But now double KO punches coming out of Ace. It's already going in. EJ doesn't have anything left. The cooldown's not up, done. Too low to handle. Ace comes out on top. A sliver of health.
Assassin, high and dry, and the spell is executed. So you can sure kill the opponent.
And ang recommended item ko sa kanya is Endless Battle or Deadly 7Cs. Deadly Blade and 7Cs.
É machado sanguinário, bota. É porque a build a gente faz na hora, né?
Immortality is really good. You can always go in and get the immortality and just get the hell out because he's so mobile with his skills. So it gives you a chance at second life.
All of our players have showed their best Paquito skills. This is the finals of the Paquito Challenge, and we will see who will be the champion.
Already out, but the Omlet's been blown off coming from Burmese goals, which means Curtsy might just have advantage right here, going back for the KO, and Ace now looks for the kill, and it's a turn around. And he does open up with a KO, double KO coming out from Ace as well, but he hops right back at him, and Curtsy, he made a mistake, and this will be a GG.
Well played, Ace. Well played.
ကြည့်ရတာတော့ဒီရဲ့ hero ကအရင်သူ skill တွေပေါ်မှာရန်ကြမ်းတယ်သူက hero ထိလိုက်ပြီးဆိုရင်တက်ခုပြရတယ်တက်၄ခုပြသွားတယ်သူ skill အကုန်ပြန်ပြည့်ဆိုရန်နဲ့ကြမ်းတယ်ဒီရဲ့ hero တော့ပြီးတော့ရန်ကြိုက်အားလုံးပဲမင်္ဂလာပါကျွန်တော်ဘာမီဖော် H ပါကျွန်တော် Backwidow hero ရန်ကြိုက်ပါတယ်အကုန်လုံးလည်းကြိုက်လိမ့်မယ်လို့ကျွန်တော်ပြောနေပါတယ်ဒီရဲ့ hero က January 15မှာ6ရက်6မှာဖြစ်တဲ့အတွက်ကြောင့်အားလုံးပဲစောင့်ကြည့်ဖို့မေ့ပါတယ်
Congratulations to Ace, but we are not done yet. We have seen Paquito in a 1v1, but let's see how Paquito does in a real match. Now Ace, along with his teammates, will go in a 5v5 where Ace will be using Paquito. In the 1v1, Paquito's strength is limited. But now let's see how he does when there are no rules to hold him down. I can't wait to see how Ace will be using Paquito in a real match, so casters, take it away.
Congratulations to Ace of Burmese Gold for winning the 1v1 Paquito challenge. And now we'll be seeing how he'll be rocking with a 5v5 setting. And oh my goodness, he goes in straight for the first blood.
Absolutely. And he gets a second kill as well with the rest of his team looking for these hard dives. Paquito at level 1 has its effectiveness overall in the matchup, especially when he gets that refresh of his cooldowns with that champion stance. All right, now Ace walking back up into the lane, and I mean, Alucard, he shouldn't be standing there. I don't think he realizes how much danger he's in as Ace comes in hard with a knockout punch, goes in with a clean combo jab into double left heavy hand.
Yeah, that's a perfectly charged jab right there, and oh my, it seems like there just might be another casualty on this line. Ariana Safi, he's probably not going to survive this. Look at that! The knockout burst just comes out from Ace.
Nobody expects how much damage that Paquito can actually pull off with the double knockout strike. It's so shocking. Like, look, he hasn't even used his execute just yet. This game has just completely gone downhill for the enemy team. They don't know how to deal with Ace right now. He's just so huge. But can they push this even more? I think they're looking to try and end this. Oh no, Alucard, he goes in, but he's way too weak to actually handle the amount of damage. The wombo combos coming out of Ace is too clean to handle as he takes him out and looks to press right under their turret. Nothing they can do, and the rest of the Burmese ghouls just knocking them down like flies.
That's right, and that's gonna be the top side being opened up, and they're already diving right in. It's a mega kill for the Paquito.
Oh my goodness. I mean, Paquito is huge. The snowball potential that comes out of this man. No mana, 9 kills to end the game, and there you have it, your new champ, Paquito.
Backwidow hero က 5v5 မှာဆောက်မယ်ဆိုရင်တော့ဒီ hero အရင်ကြောက်ရှာကောင်းမှာသူနဲ့ lane နဲ့ face ထင်ရတဲ့ hero ကတော့နည်းနည်းလေးတီးထားမှာဘာလို့လဲဆိုတော့သူ spell တွေတစ်ခွက်စီအကုန်လုံးကအဲ့ဒါကြောက်ရှာကောင်း level 1ဆိုရှိရတယ် level 2ဆိုရင်ရှေ့တိုးပြီးထိုးတာဆိုတော့အတီးရပြီဆိုရင်သူလုံးဝတီးထားမှာပါအဲဒါကြောင့် 5v5 မှာဆိုရင်တော့ပို့ပြီးတော့ကြောက်ရှာကောင်းလာမှာဒီ hero ကခုနပြောခဲ့သလိုပဲ 5v5 ပဲဖြစ်ဖြစ် 1v1 ဖြစ်ပဲဒီ hero ကကြာအဓိကသူ့ရဲ့ skill တွေပေါ့နော်အဲ့လို enemy တွေတွားပြီးတော့အဲ့လို dive ပြီးချတဲ့ပုံစံတို့ဒီ hero ဆော့မယ်ဆိုတော့ aggressive ဆန်ဆန်ပဲဆော့တာကောင်းတာပါဘာလို့လဲသူကအဲ့လို aggressive ဆန်ပြီးဆော့မယ်ဆိုရင် enemy ကဘာမှလုပ်ချင်မရှိပဲသူ့ရဲ့ stand အောက်မှာနေတည်သွားမှာဆိုတော့အဲ့ဒါကြောင့်ဆော့မယ်ဆိုရင်အဲ့လိုaggressive ဆန်ဆန်ပြီးဆော့ပါ
Now that everyone has seen how strong and aggressive Paquito is, don't forget, he will be officially released on the 15th of January. That is it from us. We will see you in the land of dawn.
Chivalry is dead. I will revive it. I've got a bullet with your name on it.
And welcome back to the Mobile Legends Bang Bang M2 World Championship 2020. It's Contra here alongside with Butters for our very final match of the best of 3 in the group stage day 2. So of course with that, M2 World Championship is powered by Moonton and supported by Singapore Tourism Board as well as Skoga. We'd like to thank our partners in esports, IMDA, for making this possible, and that includes all of you guys who are currently watching this through the live stream, or if you guys are in the cinemas watching through Cathay Cineplex.
And going from zero to hero is made possible here in Singapore. Follow Singapore Tourism Board's official Instagram account, visit_Singapore, and don't forget to use the hashtag Passion Made Possible to share your fondest memories of Singapore.
That's right. And of course, if you guys are wondering, what exactly is Skoga
What is
all
Skoga?
about? So, just to answer you right there, so Skoga is a NTUCU associate championing esports talents and careers in Singapore since 2008. And, well, we've seen some of all these finest gentlemen playing on stage, and now we will be seeing EVO Singapore take on the Kings of Kings, RRQ Hoshi. So this is definitely going to be a challenge for the local finalists. So it's definitely going to be a tough game that we're going to be witnessing, but can they take at least, you know, a pointer out of this one?
And now I'm thinking, maybe this is the time for RRQ to unleash the beasts, which are Albert, probably Emmon. Who knows? It could be the time that they unleash these two players. But before that, let us see what happened in the standings during the last few matches that we had.
That's right. Let's have a look in towards the standings right now for Group C. And we saw Brand Esports taking a back-to-back win against the likes of Alter Ego Esports, as well as early on we had 10 Seconds Gaming Frost, who unfortunately will be dropping down in towards third seed itself with an aggregate of -4. But Alter Ego, they definitely put up some really tough fight in game number 1. Game 2, they were really not holding on as well as they did back in game 1. But Brand Esports now looking pretty in the upper brackets. I'm pretty sure that the fans from the Philippines are extremely happy about this news.
They are. Remember, we are fighting. Well, all the countries are fighting for their respective PH or the country's pride. So technically, a lot of the Filipino fans are pleased, and I know a lot of the Indonesian fans as well are still supporting Alter Ego, and they know that they can come back from this.
Yeah, and of course, this is the first time that we did see an Indonesian team actually suffered a little bit of a tough bout inside of the group stages. And of course, Alter Ego will be spicing things up in phase 2 of the group stage. But now that we are here in technically an El Clasico, since it's an RRQ versus EVA side, although of course this is RRQ taking on a different side of it, which is in the form of the Singapore team.
Yeah, I think that's actually correct. Like, I mean, they face their arch rivals, but it's not really EVO's Legends. It's EVO's SG. Now, will the story continue, and will this be a heated matchup between two teams who really just want to take home, or probably for EVO's SG make the trophy stay?
Yeah, and I gotta say that although of course it's different sort of style of plays coming in from EVO's Legends as well as EVO's SG, they are still being coached by the same legendary coach itself, Zace. And even on the side of RQ Hoshi, you've always got James that have been really creative with his draft picks. So it's kind of like the battle of the coaches here that has been going on since the MPL ID days. And RQ Hoshi definitely claimed the top prize back in their local scene. But now that we're going back into its M2, it always gives us a little bit of a flashback of that best of 7 in the grand finals. You know, RQ Hoshi was already at that 3 points, and
there was that point where they couldn't find any more wins after that, and it was reverse swept by EVOS Legends. I'm pretty sure that Zays have been put on towards certain scenarios where, you know, tension is high, and he has been able to cope with that and taught his players to do exactly the same.
I think, yeah, I mean, Zays has been in a very bad situation in the grand finals. They did the reverse sweep, but right now, seeing the reactions for the fans, I think they're leaning more towards RRQ Hoshi. But before we actually discuss that, let's head on to the player lineups.
That's right. Let's check out the players that will be playing this time around. And like you said, it will be Lemon coming back for RRQ Hoshi. We also got R7 Psycho alongside with Albert as well as Vin. So expect to see some really unorthodox pick coming in from Lemon. It's just a Lemon thing, you know, like... I honestly wish I could just extend my question to LaFell. Like, LaFell, what do you think that Lemon will be picking this time around? Or since he's not here, Butters, just throw in the name later on when we get in towards the draft. So this side definitely needs no introduction. They've been around for the longest of time. And Cycle really on form today. I hope that he can still bring his A game, especially when he gets his hand on the Benedetta.
Yeah, and with Lemon seeing the changes in terms of generation, in terms of RQ Hoshi, we are bound to expect something great. But right now for EVOS SG, the hometown favorite, the home crowd favorite, it's Pokemon, Soul, Aeon, JPL, and Potato.
That's right, and this team here has been winning so many tournaments back in the MISG side. Same goes towards the local tournaments in Singapore as well. I've been seeing some great plays coming from Aeon, especially when he gets to pick that Farsa. So I'm sure that James has been taking note. Same goes to Zays, who have seen some of the matches of RQ Hoshi. But once again, all eyes on all of these players. Pokemon, I really like how he controlled the late game phase when he gets his hands on things like the Claude and Yishin Shin, if he may. But now, straight in towards the draft in a couple more minutes. So let's talk about this. There's actually more than 5 Singaporeans here, since both of the coaches are from Singapore. And they have trophies back in either the gaming house or just medals all over the rooms. So I don't know, like, this is back towards the same thing where it's technically still the El Clasico happening here in Singapore.
Yeah, it is the El Clasico in terms of going for the coaches. Like, this is a story that you don't see in front of the camera, but it's happening. It's happening behind the players. Like, these two teams or these two coaches really try to understand each other and really try to predict what the other has brought to the table. So it's more likely that we'll see a lot of interesting draft patterns here for both of these teams, since I guess these two coaches really know each other well.
Yeah, and you know, it's been games after games, and even so that EVOS Legends did not make it in towards the M2, EVOS Legends had a really big shift of the entirety of the roster. Of course, it does take time for them to groom even more of these sort of new talents as well. So hopefully we do see even more coming in for the future tournaments to come. But remember this, for those guys who are currently watching, you guys can score some great items out there by predicting the champions of M2 World Championship.
And of course, this pass includes the special avatar border, the exclusive skin, which is Clint's the Shadow Omen skin, battle emote, and the M2 Sacred statue. And this could be yours if you are willing to pay 899 diamonds. Just for 899 diamonds, you get everything in this, package. So the event is happening right now till the 23rd of January, and don't wait until the end of M2, because there might be a chance that you can't get the skin anymore after that.
That's right. And do you guys know that there is an official live screening event for M2 in Singapore at Cathay Cineleisure Orchard? It's called MVP, and you'll be able to catch all the M2 action on the big cinematic screens itself. So What's more, you can also win attractive prizes when you take part in the activities, as well as lucky draw. What kind of prizes? Of course, you only find out when you're there, right? So I don't need to explain about that. MVP will be running all week long, and you can get your tickets at the Cathay Cineplex's website. And you can also check out www.rsg.gg/MVP to find out more about MVP.
And we won't really let the fans hanging with this, especially for the fans of Singapore. You have this chance to watch with your fellow MLBB fans.
Yeah,
You
and-
support Team SG.
That's right. And I'm pretty sure that there's also going to be those pro players from the other teams that will be cheering them on, and families, friends. You can definitely go out there, enjoy yourselves, but make sure you guys keep within the SOP.
Social
stuff.
distance and keep safe, everybody. We
That's
just
right.
want you to be safe. But right now, let's head on back to our discussion about RRQ and EVOS SG. Like, Lemon has the same story as Soul, JPL, and Potato. He's been with RRQ ever since the start of the well, not really the organization, start of the MLBB team. EVOS SG was formed with Soul, JPL, and Potato at its core.
That's right, and this roster has not really seen too many changes. We see players coming in and going, such as, you know, you're at Kolia, as well as Oh Dear Bambi in the initial roster where, well, look at all these pretty boys out there really rocking it, and they've been scoring on second place finishes multiple times, and finally they managed to lift the trophy back in MPL MYSG on season 4. And I was there, I was casting their matches. It was some really hype moments. Usually whoever fights them will go on towards a game 5 on the grand final. So recently we've also seen them going on the first runner-up finish, but once again, MPLI, it wasn't really a great run for them. Even for RRQ Hoshi's side, of course, they have drafted almost all Indonesian lineup on towards their bracket. Clearly didn't really went well because Alter Ego actually took them down.
And you know what? Just seeing these players as storied as they are, you mentioned this already, they have trophies, medals, certificates, whatever the hell they have in their boot camps. And right now, this is going to be the last dance for EVOS SG. And the only thing that's lacking is probably an international tournament trophy.
That's right. And when every one of these 12 teams are eyeing for the same trophy, you only have to give all that you have. And the reason why, like, some people would be arguing with me with, oh, my power rankings, why is it that I put EVOS SG on a higher position? Because of this very reason that this is their last dance. They have more to lose. Like, you obviously want to either retire as a legend itself, or you walk away just, you know, feeling like, oh, my job's not really done yet.
Yeah, and who knows? Maybe we'll see them one last time after this. There's a possibility, but yeah, they did say that it is their last dance, and EVOS SG, make it count.
Yeah, and not only that, even for a legend like Lemon, he has won so many accolades, like you said, but he has not been able to touch that trophy of M1 back in Kuala Lumpur just last year.
It's there already. He was already ready to grab it. But you know what? EVOS Legends, they just did a reverse sweep, and they put their hands on the trophy and they lifted it first. And that is something that Lemon wants to do for M2.
You know, like, I just gotta correct myself for a little bit. You know, like, I keep thinking that last year is 2019.
This 2020.
Yeah, it is 2020. So the previous World Championship indeed was held back in 2019.
You know what? When we talk about last year, it's actually like last season.
Yeah, it really feels like, you know, time flies like an arrow. And with that, well, we only got 40 seconds to get in towards the very first draft of this match. So no matter what happens here, of course, we talk about matches like this. There's bound to be a winner as well as a loser. But hey, for those of you guys who are in the chat supporting either side in this El Clasico, technically. So I hope you guys are having some friendly banter. Respect all one another at the very end of the day, because all these teams really took a whole lot to get to where they are.
They have sacrificed everything possible to make it here. It's not easy to make it into the M2, that's for sure. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, we did tell you about the storylines and all the things that are riding in the backs of the players as they head on to this game. But for now, we will probably just go into the draft. Not probably. We're in the draft right now. RQ Hoshi, Evos SG, Group D, the last series of day number 2.
And they're starting off with the bans once again. I guess that James really hates the Cho pick ever since the start of this group stage itself. Like, even fighting against the likes of the other team that we just saw early on, it doesn't seem like they allowed them to be picking on towards the Cho. Now, Esmeralda is going to be the same case as was the Brody.
I mean, for Cho, you do have 2 ways to control the opponent. You have the Jeet Kune Do, which is technically an AoE knockup. Everyone that gets caught inside will be knocked up in that, and it's not that easy to land, to be honest. And after that, you have the Way of the Dragon, so it's good control. RQ Hoshi might not like it ever since Concussive Blast came out.
That's right, and Concussive Blast has been that really good emblem that you could use from many of all these sort of the fighter picks out there. And now we're going in for a use-on ban, which I feel that this is quite a usual pick that we've seen back in the MYSG recent season. So EVOS SG, they're running out of options right here from the start, so maybe they might look for alternatives, but remember this, there's always that Lapu Lapu on hand, but RQ Hoshi's going to be the one that will be going in for the first pick. So a little bit of a trouble here, and EVOS SG still thinking on what should be the very final ban here.
I guess in a way, when you go for the EVOS SG lineup, you might want to go for the Natalia if ever you want to go, let's say, a Farsa, just to not have that certain control over that Farsa, so they just take it out. Lapu Lapu is a high priority pick for RQ Hoshi. We did see that earlier in the day when they faced up against Remax.
He just have insane sustain. Like,
we did see it with Rebo as well.
Yeah, Rebo just flexing off like, yeah, you can send 3 members just to hit on me. Like, I couldn't actually care less. So now heading with 2 picks. I guess JPL as well as Seoul, they could still secure some really good picks right here. Like, we've got the Loyi still up and available. You got the Yishun Shin, and well, they are going along with Jahe.
Yi Sun Shin, JPL, and Seoul getting their heroes. That could be their heroes. That could be the mid lane. Who knows? But Lemon and Psycho right now stepping up to the plate, and they are the ones who's gonna pick their 2 power picks here for the first phase of pickings.
I guess 1-1 will be really good right here, or they can even leave it for later on as well. So with that, they are opting to secure the Sylvana as well as the Matilda within the very first phase of the picks. So this is definitely very convincing. Like, you've already got every single lockdown possible that you need within these 2 picks. And Albert, alongside with Vin, they can just focus on pure damage if they really want to.
R7 is probably really happy with that certain Lapu Lapu pick. Although I'm kind of, surprised that RQ Hoshi here didn't go for that Benedetta pick. They gave more priority into the Sylvana and the Matilda. I know Matilda has been doing well in the tournament.
That's right.
But Benedetta has a high win rate.
That's also very true. Like, we look into both of the Survey hero picks, of course, we might need to do the comparison by the very end of the day and come back into its space to really break down the entirety of the stats of all these sort of the pick and ban ratio coming in, because I believe that Matilda also has a similar win rate coming in towards the picture. Now, moving along towards phase 2, it's a Hayabusa ban. It's interesting to note that EVOS SG, who actually picked Hayabusa themselves, are the ones to remove it from play.
I guess they're just saying this time around that we don't have any catch for it, and we're expecting RRQ Hoshi to keep on banning those tanks, or probably the possible catch mechanics for that Hayabusa if ever they wanted to go for it. So just to be safe, they take it out. Evo's SG right now, they went for the Hayabusa. I think RRQ answered a bit here with the Luyi just because, you know, they don't have the Hayabusa pick anymore. So they can just focus on other aspects rather than just ban out the tanks.
It's true enough because that's probably the few survey heroes that can't easily chase up to the Benedetta by just, you know, clicking onto OG Shadow Kill. Now, without the Ling, this is going to be less of those high mobility heroes on the board. So for the side of RQ, they gotta get creative, which is something that Lemon usually does. But, you know, there's still options up there available. But one last ban out there to try to halt Evo's SG in this El Clasico.
And what I meant about tank is actually an off tank. So it's not really the tank, just because JPL has his hands on the Jawhead already. So I think they might be planning to go for Farsa right now. I think it's safe to say.
Perhaps so. Like, I definitely believe that the Farsa will be a really good pick right here, which is something of a staple for the side of Evo's SG itself. And for RQ Hoshi, that will be really hard for them to just focus on towards any one of these guys, because with the Feather Airstrike zoning some of all these members away, remember they also have been picking things like the Kagura in this previous matchups.
And look at, is this R7? I think this is R7, right? He's yawning. Oh my
okay.
God. Maybe it's
like,
RQ.
Come on, get this draft done and ready.
Yeah, I want to play RQ. It seems to me that they're pretty chill about this. They're not really gonna exert, you know, a lot of energy just being jolly and happy. They just want to get this over with. And Evo's SG, they look really serious right now. So for Evo's SG, they have, you know, they have to put things into consideration and try to punish RQ as much as possible. RQ Hoshi going for a Belleric.
Wow, okay. I'm guessing this is something that maybe Lemon will be playing in a sort of sense. But I really like the picks coming in to secure this, a Clot alongside with Belleric. And I'm pretty certain that Evos here picks a Harif to show off the M1 World Championship skin.
I heard, or I saw in the certain video that, you know, is getting played here at the Enter Championship, that certain skin is making a comeback.
Yeah, and speaking of which, yeah, you can definitely make that purchase as well. And maybe this is also a reminder in such a way. Potato, now very final pick, only has less than 5 seconds. And oh, yep, I did mention Kagura. Yep, we're going to be seeing her in action instead of the Farsa. Now, let's talk us through towards this lineup that RQ feels like. Definitely star-studded, but with this draft here, how are they going to play things out against Evo's SG, which looks very mobile in this sort of scenario?
Let's just say that this is this going to be Aeon Zero?
I definitely think that this is one of these signature picks, even back in Season 1 when he was playing a long time ago. So he's very, very comfortable with a Kagura in this sort of sense. And if he actually lands a really good Yin Yang overturn, oh, he's going to be popping some hits in that sort of sense. Now, going in towards Game 1, I'm hoping to see a very aggressive side. It can be either party, or Q Hoshi, or even the side of Evo's SG. We saw those early buff invasions. We see the jaw hit usually trying to scoop the buff away. Yeah, perhaps there's even more investments being put through towards this match. Like, historically, these two organizations are highly reputable for just churning up high-skilled talents, but we are already seeing a pause before we even get ourselves in towards the land of Dawn, so I'm assuming that we'll be having a little bit more of a chat before we really get the full action coming in the way. So yeah,
we really like to see the players just play in their maximum potential. So we are just going to have a bit of a pause, but don't you guys worry. We are going to head into the game in just a bit. That is going to be a fast pause. Don't worry about it. But now, there is this thing that we pointed out in our huddles that complex win conditions are a thing for EVOS SG.
Yes, indeed. Like they also draft in such a way that they don't have one win condition. They have multiple win conditions, especially when, say, you saw the game with Hayabusa, right? So that Hayabusa wasn't really the one that was actually churning in all the kills as compared to a usual Hayabusa that you see in your usual ranked games, right? Okay, I'm an assassin. My job is to take kills, right? No. It was a pure focus on towards split pushing. And that was a thing, so that you keep that Benedetta that he was facing in that first match so busy that you can't leave your lane. If you leave the lane, you'll be losing turrets, you can be broken into, and yeah, with that, we'll get more in towards the action because we already are back in towards the land of Dawn. RQ Hoshi versus EVOS SG. Now, question that came towards us before we even start some of these matches were, you know, is there such thing as a home advantage for teams like RG or EVOS SG in such a setting?
Is it,
perhaps so?
Perhaps so. Is it even, you know, applicable to esports? Just knowing that we are playing on the same map?
Well, questions to ponder about, but I definitely would say that for Singapore, this is their very first major esports
so a
event.
lot is riding on their backs.
BangBang.
A lot of
That's right.
A lot is riding on their backs to make the bacon stay.
That's right. Like, none of the seasons of MPL NYSG was ever played in Singapore, and this is definitely a very meaningful event for every Singaporean alike that has been waiting for a major event to get sure. Of course, the pandemic happened, and we all are actually celebrating through multiple ways right now, but Soul trying to make a run for his life. He will be able to dash his way to safety, and RQ has been quite a lot of time being invested in towards that chase. Nothing much has happened throughout the 1 minute and a half, but buffs skills are not exactly the thing right now, but that Rivercraft is going to go on the way of EVOS SG. Going to be setting up a little bit of crabs to die, but the minions did not crash just in time. But Albert, alongside with Lemon, they're already pressing on the attack.
And Psycho here with the rotation. Soul getting the eye for an eye up, but that will be enough to save him. And let's go. Claude here goes down. That was a timely response coming here from the side of EVOS SG, and they punished that aggression that came out from RRQ Hoshi. Now, Contra, we did talk about complex win conditions earlier, but before that, they are now taking the turtle.
Oh boy, the turtle now being contested, and the circling eagle will drop right in towards the middle. Dark also opens up his ultimate here as Vin being chased away, but the turtle being secured right here. We do see a little bit more of that extension of goal going in favor of the side of EVOS SG at the moment. Like, I like how they are playing and responding, and oh boy, the mountain has been used.
Just to get a bit of information of where the guys from RRQ are. Well, that's a lot of R's. But, you know, if you have the turtle on your side, then that means you just want to have a bit more aggression. But Soul here being very aggressive. Electo final blow has been used. He used Eye for an Eye already, and look at the converge coming out from RQ Hoshi. It just seems to me that they're ready always to punish a Benedetta that's, you know, cutting the lanes.
That's right, and RQ definitely have read it a mile away. So JPL now just going to be checking every single corner, ensuring that the Harif will be safely getting a little bit of that sort of lead. Just taking a little bit of gold from those all attacks on towards the turret, as Lemon is just helping Albert to babysit him until he grows into towards a giant monster. But Psycho here getting ejected all the way towards the back, and JPL gets another kill. Second one for the Jawhead. Pokemon though, he tries to bring a little bit more damage towards the side of Vin. That's the time on the far side of the use. R7 might just give his life up just to save Vin, but JPL is chasing right in. It might just be one kill in the back. Oh, not enough to just fling that Siege Minion all the way back.
If he had Unstoppable Force there, that might have done the trick, but Soul having that space onto the top lane, Psycho here, and JPL having a bit of a tank fight, but they just back out.
Yeah.
And they don't want to go for that certain fight just because they know that they didn't really have the firepower.
Aeon right now in the middle of it all. It's going to be Albert here that tries to do as much damage. But Soul, he's dropping real low. He has to back away. As you see, Pokemon just dives right through, trying to get this down force through. But Lemon still survives. Soul goes right back inside. But Psycho is shredding in for that triple kill with the Blazing Duet.
Whatever lead Evo's SG had, triple kill for Albert. You know that Albert is gonna get stacked in a bit. 3 kills for Albert plus a turret on the top lane. Look at this. Looking at Psycho on how he counter-initiated this.
Yeah.
He's just so dominant in just, having this certain initiations that couldn't have worked, but they made it work somehow.
They just read it all the way to the microseconds right there to be able to pull off a sort of counter right in that split second, and that responded so well. R7 now has already gotten that Bloodlust Axe, as we are currently seeing a little bit of the scuffle just by river. Oh my goodness, that circling eagle was so beautiful, as Finn now risking his life, only a tick of health left, but Aeon flickers right in, tries to connect, just throw the umbrella straight to his face. Not gonna be far enough. He's got to pick that one back up. Now, Soul has to find his way back in towards safety. And Pokemon is just having a little bit of a tickle right now.
Aeon here needs to find a good initiation. That was a good yin-yang overturn, but it wasn't really enough to pull people back. Now Soul is trying to burst down Lemon, but a Belleric offlane isn't that squishy, so that won't work.
JPL though, he's getting dope upon, and rescue has arrived. Zapin Force being popped up by Pokemon. He's still chasing in to get R7 all the way back, but Finn gives his life up again. This is looking really good for Pokemon, but top lane switch up. Albert now going in for the Blazing Duet, and he tries to juke it all the way back in, but Pokemon says, no, you can't go any further than that.
Evo's SG, they came in a mission and they are delivering as of the moment. Aeon here trying to use the umbrella. Psycho might go down, but Soul doesn't have enough firepower to take him down to lethal threshold for the execute.
That's right, and of course you've already expended that Impro Justice already, and Finn now flying right in. He knows, okay, that's a Jawhead. You really don't want to mess with him.
You don't really want to mess with him indeed. Now, I think Aeon here could have gone for, like, let's say, a Kaja. That could have been great for them, as it is straightforward. But if it's your comfort hero, it's your comfort hero.
That's right. And now Turtle going over the side of Evo's SG once again. Well, what I tell you, they are so hungry for this win against RRQ, Hoshi, and Psycho. Now being clipped off as well. So going for the dive as well. Tries to go in for the Lacto, but needing one more take of health to be taken off of him as he survives. But Vin goes in for a response as well. Oh my goodness. Another punish towards Vin. Every single time he tries to engage, he could not execute any further than that. RQ understands that's an overextension. They take a turret down, and Evo Singapore, this is a side we haven't seen in a long time.
Evos, they look like they prepared their whole lives for this certain match. Now Claude tried to chase down Soul, but Soul has the Electro Final Blow, and he will survive that onslaught coming out here from Claude. Now, they need a scaling. Lemon here getting initiated upon, and look at that ultimate catches 3 people. And here comes RRQ. They want to get back. Kagura goes down. The knockup is there for JPL, but Belleric goes down. And Potato here doesn't want any more of that. He goes back, and they are happy with that win.
Vin?
But no, the flicker in, and Vin almost getting caught out.
Yeah, he went so close to the turret. He could have been, I don't know, like he could have been ejected right there. But he understood that was definitely the limit. They tried to jack the buff as well, but Vin has definitely known that, yeah, it's been long gone before they could do anything about that. Evil's SG, they look like they're one step ahead, and this is quite a rare scene to see a team like this actually hit 3K. Psycho having to find a way to escape out of that with the flicker, and now tries to get the buff for themselves as well. JPL now also getting all the damage. Bin coming from the back as well. Pokemon will be able to do the damage, and oh my goodness, Lapu Lapu just gets one more kill, and Aeon will be the next one to fall as you finally see the Matilda pulling every card that they have. But it's a 2-to-1 trade, and it's not looking well for RQ Hoshi.
Evos as she keeps on getting the better trade whenever the team fights happen. Now Potato has the chance to get this turn. Not the turtle, but the Lord rather, and they have the retribution. Now, Claude doesn't have it up, and this is the perfect time for them actually to take this.
Boy.
But will it get stolen? Yes, it will!
What on earth? RRQ Hoshi has got that one in the bag on the right time, and finally getting it back on track.
Potato didn't use the retribution for that.
It was so costly. Evos, they could have just waited a little bit more. Like, you don't really have to force the Lord right there.
Yeah, you could have waited until 12 minutes in to have the Luminous Lord, but probably they thought that it was the right time since Lapu Lapu and Psycho, the Sylvana, is down.
That's right. And now R7 has the Blade of Despair as well. JPL just trying to scout things out for the moment. But the good news is that, you know, level 1 Lord, who are you kidding? You're not going to be getting all too much out of that. But it does strike a dent. But JPL now in a really tough position as you see Albert coming in with the Blazing Duet. Damage being done towards Pokemon as he tries to use that Zaman Force with a big fat shield to get himself back in safety. Soul trying to go in for the hunt as well, but he might just get punished for his actions here. He's way too far off. Tries to dash over the walls to be able to juke out the rest of RRQ. Back in towards safety they go. They only lose out on JPL.
But that wasn't the best trade for Evo's SG. They're slowly losing their hold over the lead. While everything of that was happening, Aeon here almost getting caught out by that ultimate coming out from Belleric. And right now he goes... Matilda goes in a bit too deep and he gets punished for that. And here comes the chase. Soul, will he have the Electro final blow? Will he pull the trigger on it?
He may not just do so.
No,
There's too many members of his side of RQ. They are totaling it up on the purple buff. So if they were to really move right in, JPL will be punished. Now, Lemon definitely has seen that one. RQ is still going to be having their eyes set over on the top side where the Yishin is pushing right in. Do note for the fact that they managed to channel 9 kills over onto his Potato. They have not yet to shut down this really well-fed Yishin.
Aeon is really doing a great job just controlling the people here, but Albert, Soul doesn't have damage to even take her down.
Oh, Psycho now investing everything that they have. He's bought enough time, but look at Soul. He's still trying to survive, but that last tick of health will be replenished. Well, I can't say replenished. Taken out by the side of Vin. So, 14-12, you can see that Evo's SG still ahead by 2K, even though they lose out on the Lord. So all they have to do is just to find a way to get the rest of the members up, because Potato already level 15 and Albert's pretty much the same as well. They just have to be worried about their positionings in some of these sort of fights. But JPL honestly has been doing quite the wonder alongside with Soul, causing quite a huge disruption.
Pokemon and the others, they're just trying to scale as much as possible. In terms of late game, both of these teams have their potential with the Harith and the Claude plus the Yisun Shin here for the side of Evo's SG. Soul, I think, is going for the same route as Flap did with his Benedetta earlier. I mean, he has the Festival of Blood on, but it's not really working for him as much. He hasn't gotten a kill ever since minute 1. So you know that he might be opting to go for an off-tank setup.
Wait a minute. They're actually trying to scout out to catch Soul in action. But do know for the fact that within 10 seconds from now, there'll be the upcoming Lord that will be pretty much on the Luminous side. Only one more tap for the turret to fall, so they'll be diving right in. Diamond Force being popped up. Pokemon says, yep, this is pretty much worth it, but now that there is the big objective up and they have known that, oh, Diamond Force has already been used, so they have to wait it to be coming back up online. So that also means that they are leaving the top side being empty out. So Valor is currently going on the push. Battle Cycle getting caught out. This might just be a kill that might just be garnered, but nope, it's still not going to be it. A little bit too tough for them to crack open the shell, but Lemon flanking from the back. This is going to be a big move coming from the side of Arceus. Pokemon getting caught out. He tries to run for his life, but JPL forced to figure out a way. This is a bad news for the local side of Singapore, and JPL, one tick of health. He managed to swing himself back in towards the base, so they only lose one. Really, really tough bout out there for them to admit all the way through.
I'm surprised that Lemon made it that far without being noticed by the side of Evo's SG. Even if they did have the Mountain Shocker, Albert right now trying to get the Lord, but they turn on Soul. Soul might go down here, and the dashes are coming out, but it wasn't enough to save him. Aeon going down. Albert here getting caught out by the Yin Yang overturn. And there is another fight happening here, Potato and Lemon. But they will just back away, and I think Evo's SG, they'll just give up this Lord uncontested.
Yeah, I feel like they are just pulling strings right there and then, and JPL is the only one nearby to be able to do anything, and the redemption of this is probably snatching it away, and there's no chance as RQ Hoshi has been able to finish the job. 14-14 in terms of kills, but I believe that with the Luminous Lord, once again, on the side of RQ Hoshi, they could possibly get a lot more advantages out of the push, which now Lord is going to be going on towards the top side of the map, which means the rest of the members will be focusing either on towards the mid or even the bottom lane with a 1-3-1 formation being set up.
Okay, seeing the items earlier, like Soul had a Blade Armor and a Brute Force Breastplate as with the Blood Blast Axe. He's trying to go for the Blade of Despair just to get that extra damage, but right now, JPL catches someone, and Vin almost going down, but the protection is there. The shields will save him. Lemon here will be the next target, but can they take him down? A lot of skills have been used already, but only 1/4 of his HP is gone.
That's right, and of course, with Vin face checking, at the very least, they can clear the Lord, so it's pretty much of a sort of a risk that they had to take, but at the very least, there's no Circling Eagle to be catching them out of position. And with that, Evo's SG will have to respond towards this bottom side of a push and have to give some of all these camps away towards RRQ at the moment. So Albert possibly trying to see whether or not can they find a little bit of a pick. So JPL is honestly on form, doing his duty, making sure that nobody gets past him to do anything at all. Now, Soul does get himself that Blade of Despair, so I believe that at the very least, he could still pull the trigger to find some picks later on.
Now, it's a clean-up crew kind of style for the side here of Soul, but here comes the fight. They catch out JPL. JPL going for the flicker. Will the armor, will the shields save him? Yes, it will. And they're turning on Psycho right now. Psycho with the flicker. And here we go. Pokemon getting caught out. He did have a bit of armor, but that won't save him. Soul going 1v1 against Albert, but Albert has way too much damage. Potato going down as well. Immortality by JPL. Will it be enough though? Lemon though, just getting tossed in front of the turret, but it does no damage to him.
Oh no, it's going to be fling all the way back, but Lemons will be able to dash in towards safety as well. These members of the side of Evo's SG, as much as they found a lead, they eventually will still be knocked down a point by RRQ Hoshi. Quite a comeback from the Indonesian side as the King of Kings has been able to draw first blood.
You know what? We say this a lot, but I can't say it, we can say it again. When these kinds of tournaments, these high-level tournaments come in, just one mistake coming out from your team could cost you the game.
Yeah, and in this instance, we did see it started from that Lord attempt. Like, everything was honestly going so well for EVOS SG, and you could see from the goal graph itself, they were actually having quite a significant lead until they dropped the ball right there, and RQ went in chasing. And they understood what JPL's role is in this entirety of the fight. They actually went out to stop the Benedetta, and they found a solution to that split push right after securing that Lord. So after that, I think EVOS SG suddenly have to pull that reverse gear to go all the way, and, you know, they have to jam the brake somehow.
Lemon made a lot of valuable plays there that won them the game.
Yeah, and one really important one was the Belleric flank all the way to the back. They got the top tower, and then they went into towards the mid lane, and he popped the ultimate. Like, that was a great setup.
The Belleric didn't even have a dash, but he went in unnoticed. But yeah, I think it's time to thank our sponsors, Contra.
That's right. And of course, with that being said, if you guys are actually here in Singapore, traveling just to watch the M2 World Championship with your family, you can definitely trust your gaming gear partners in the form of Tumi. And with them, you can get some really cool Tumi luggage as well as backpack and great stuff to be checked out here. You guys gotta visit tumi.com/esports and to perfect that journey.
And did you guys know that we partnered up with an established distributor of many well-loved consumer brands in Asia? The SUTL Group is the proud 2021 MLBB partner in esports for Fiji Water, Ekchong's It's Cup, and Mountain Dew. To find out more, visit www.sutl.com.
It's been nothing but amazing games here, and wow, really congrats to RQ Hoshi with that big comeback. But before we jump into the next one, of course, let's get ourselves pretty much educated about what we will be giving away. Well, it's the Razer giveaways here with the Razer Kishi mobile gaming controller up for grabs. All you got to do is just put in the comments with the hashtag Razer Kishi. And once again, before we pass it over to LaFell, I honestly want to thank Tumi once again for being a great partner in esports for M2 as the journey to become the champion of M2 has been perfected with the latest Tumi luggage and backpack. You can bring your gear anywhere with you safely without worries. Remember, visit tumi.com/esports. Now, of course, we got a lot to say, but we'll wait for Game 2 to say more about that. Now, we're going to throw it over to our analyst desk. Thank you so much, LaFell. Take it away.
All right, hello. Thank you very much. And since our casters were talking about a battle between coaches, somehow I have the image of Zaze and James. They're just like, Zaze made the first good move, and then James, he just took a chip and eat it. And then everything just went well. So basically during the game, we definitely can see that the side of EVOS, they did really, really well from the early game up to the mid game. And contributing to that is actually some mistakes from RRQ, but also how EVOS, specifically Potato, did not use the retribution to secure the Lord. It's a small thing, but somehow it created a snowball effect where RRQ Hoshi just started to get back all of their advantages and then just quickly and steadily taking all of their resources away from EVOS and then just proceeding to winning the game. And just like what Butter said, it's all about Lemon. I mean, to be fair, without Albert, that comeback could not happen just because he has really good positioning on the cloud and he knows the right time to go in with the Blazing Duet to make sure that he doesn't die, as well as deal as much damage as he can. But all of those crazy flanks by the Belleric and then all the right timings of the Wrath of the Dryad, it's really good because the thing about Belleric, he is so tanky. Like,
if you guys watch back the clips, he just stayed in front, and then it's almost like he's daring them. Well, he is a Bellary, so he's like, please attack me so I can trigger my passive, so I can hurt you more. Please, I like pain. But yeah, we will look at the itemization of Lemon to see how he really builds the Bellaric off late. And over here, you guys can see he still builds tanky, but the thing about Bellaric is, if I'm not mistaken, it was the last patch or the last 2 patches where the increase in HP based on the items has increased drastically. So definitely Sky Garden helmet as well as the Curse helmet, they pair up very, very well, making him super tanky as well as increasing his damage and his base stats overall. Albert over here, we can definitely see with going really, really full damage. As you guys can see, the only defensive item he has is the Athena shield. He didn't even bother with the Wind of Nature to go up against Potato, just because he feels like I can handle Potato. I just need to get the rest of them out of the map. He doesn't care that Potato only died once. He just cares about killing all the other people. And he has the Demon Hunter sword. He has the golden staff. He has the endless battle. It just goes out crazy damage. But the thing about EVOS SG, you guys can look at Aeon and Soul. Soul, I actually don't mind that much because I can definitely see what he's trying to do. He's trying to cut the waves. He's trying to be a huge distraction for Arakiyoshi, just pushing the lane and everything. But Aeon using the Kagura in this game didn't really impact that much. He didn't do much. It was mostly a Potato Pokemon kind of game. And Soul, honestly, even with a 0.63 score, he actually did pretty well. It's just that he didn't do enough. And sometimes he just pushed his luck a little bit more. He bitten more than he can chew. So definitely EVOS SG, they have a chance to get this into the game. But before that, let's look at the MVP of the game, the guy that really made it happen, the guy that got the victory for Arakiyoshi is none other than Albert with the Claude, a 629 KDA. The itemization is mostly damage. Again, Endless Battle, Golden Staff, and Demon Hunter Sword, yes. But even though Claude is the MVP, we do have to point out that Lemon with the Bellaric did a lot of work as a good frontline hero, as well as getting a very, very good positioning in between everyone from EVOS SG, sometimes catching them really, really off guard, helped win most of those team fights. And if we look at the damage numbers, I think he did pretty well for himself as well. In this game, EVOS SG, if they secured the Lord, they probably would have pushed their advantages even more, getting more turns and then just mainly controlling the map really, really well and then managing to end out the game. But Arakiyoshi, being a very, very experienced team, veteran, and every one of them has played together in such a long time, they just understood. It's like, yeah, we're losing, but it's okay. We just need to catch one mistakes, and then we just have to push our advantage to a different side of the map, win that part, and then transfer that win into a different part of the map, and then just win overall, get a few good team fights, and then just win off of that. So maybe there is a bit of a tilt going on in EVOS SG, where when they didn't get the Lord, they're just like, oh, seriously? Come on, you know, maybe that happened, but they really have to reset themselves because we're going to match 2. And if EVOS SG wins, they have a chance to get to the upper bracket, but if they lose, then it's just going to be all RRQ all day. But yeah, we have to see what they will be up to in the second match. The draft is definitely going to be a little bit more interesting. I want to see what the Lemon wants to bring in, the Bellaric again, or he has a different pick. But that is it from me. Thank you, Razor, as well as Toomey. But right now, we're going to go back to our casters because we are going for the second game. So casters, please take it away.
And thank you once again, LaFell, for the great, honest breakdown itself. And back to us, it's Contra alongside with Butters. Welcome back to game number 2. And special thanks to our sponsors, Secret Lab, the award-winning gaming seats engineered for long hours of comfort. And, of course, the perfect sitting form. Available in the Secret Lab official stores in major e-commerces in Singapore, or visit secretlab.co. If you guys are Also, fans of Secret Lab chairs, it's absolutely comfortable.
Yeah, I'm loving mine right now.
They deliver almost worldwide, if I'm not mistaken, so you guys can visit the website to get your hands on that gaming chair. You're not appropriate until you sit on one of these. All right, so of course, we got a lot more to thank for, so
yeah, we
go
would
ahead.
not want to forget to thank PvP Esports, our partner in esports. Turn your competitive gaming dreams into reality where gaming lives. PvP Esports is Southeast Asia's one-stop platform for amateur and professional gamers alike.
That's right. And with that being said, did you guys also know that you guys can watch together with your friends if you guys are in Singapore? That's right. And with that, you guys can head over to the Cathay Leisure Orchard just to catch out the M2 World Championship. It's called MVP, and you'll be able to catch all the M2 action on the big cinema screens. And what's more, you can win yourself some goodies out there. There's going to be giveaways as well as lucky draws to be won. So you guys want to get your hands on that MVP slot. So MVP will be running all week long, and you can get your tickets at the Cathay Cineplex's website. You can also check out www.rsg.gg/MVP for more information about getting those tickets for MVP.
And that is about it. But we have to get back into the game. But before that, let's try to check the Battle Night here. Log in on January 30th to claim free permanent skins. And you know what? Today we are very pleased to announce the launch of anniversary season of Magic Chess Blazing Hammer. The new adventure will officially begin on January 30th. New upgrading system Blessing, new little commander and map, all synergies revamped, and free trial of advanced skins await you.
That's right, and we are going to be going in towards our second game right here. EVOS honestly looking fantastic in the start of the game, in towards the mid game, until they commit a little bit of that slight mistake by not pressing that retribution right there and then to secure the Lord. And things definitely took a toll for a change, and RQ Hoshi have drawn the very first win. But now that EVOS SG is going to be on towards the blue side, things might be looking relatively different in terms of draft. They're going in for a Selena ban to start off game 2.
I don't really think that it was a fatal mistake, but it's just more on the
risky play.
It was a risky play. They didn't really use the retribution. There's that. But after that certain mistake that they made, they just turtled, and they had the lead even with the Lord.
That's right, and I believe that at one point they were still pressing on the attack. Like they're still JPL just trying to draw every single aggression towards his side. Like he's trying to cause quite a steer and the distraction to be able to open up the rest of the lanes up until the Luminous Lot came back up online, and that flank coming out of Lemon really changes the tempo of the team fights.
And right now we are having our bans. It seems to me that the atmosphere around EVOS SG got a lot more serious. Right now Zay's talking to his players, and we actually see a lot of yawning here from our players.
RQ Hoshi is just
chill,
low key saying like, I'm just really tired of too much of a basic game. Bring me more. Of course, I'm not trying to speak on their behalf, and that does not actually come from me as well. Just saying, like, no disrespect, but
probably
just assumptions. Just assumptions.
They just lack sleep.
Yeah,
that could be it.
Gamers usually have a nocturnal schedule. Like they play till late or so, but when it comes down to the pro team, you have a very stringent schedule of scrims. You have practices, media shoots, and interviews. I guess it's definitely been a long day. RQ Hoshi, EVOS SG has been up since the early morning. So definitely, it has been a tiring day for the likes of many. And playing the very final series here, it's evidently so. Now, bans have already come true.
Even if you're not playing, you still have to watch the games that are happening at the very first, at the start of the day. So RQ Hoshi right now, looking at the bans, it's Esmeralda, Brody, and the Claude. For the side of Evo's SG, it's a Selena, Ling, and the Natalia. And RQ Hoshi probably thinks that Pokemon might go for that side lane Claude with the Avarice again, so they just take it out.
That's right. And up till now, no Natalia. Permanently banned.
But by the way,
oh yeah,
this is the first time that RQ Hoshi didn't ban the Cho.
That's right. And I feel like maybe they want to open this one for themselves in this sort of case. So Soul, he wants to secure for Potato once again. He was playing that Yushin to perfection. And with that sort of the gameplay, I'm pretty sure that this is something that they can rely back on. Even though Cho was being open, we know that JPL, he's pretty good at it as well. But hey, it's definitely a chance for you to just secure this top tier pick before you give that double selection coming for RQ Hoshi. So you got so many
power
things
picks.
on board. Lapu Lapu, Yuzong, you name it.
Cho.
Go ahead.
Yuzong. They didn't go for the Benedetta. It seems to me that RQ Hoshi doesn't give Benedetta any priority. They had all the chance in the world to get it in multiple occasions and multiple games, but they did not really pick it for themselves. I think once they did, and it was Psycho using it as a mid laner.
That's right. And well, I gotta say that, you know, Lemon now stealing away JPL's pick. This is where he does get the Cho, because you've been talking about that Cho. This is something that he could always use. So it's really not too much of a big concern. Now that they can also secure the Benedetta, yep, it didn't really seem like it's a high kill volume for the Benedetta. As I mentioned, they could have gone for the Hayabusa as well. But hey, Benedetta is simply the better option in that sort of this instance. So the question is, will RQ Hoshi actually respond with the selection of the Hayabusa, since that they already got that Yuzong?
Yeah, I mean they did, but right now I think they can put this to the gold lane if they wanted to. They could avoid the Yuzong in terms of laning. Right now, I think for the side of Evo's SG, they need a straightforward way to deal with things. Earlier, as you can see, you have the Kagura, who's a good catch, plus the Jawhead. But they had a lot of requirements to catch out people. For the side of RQ Hoshi, it was straightforward. Just get the Belleric, press the ultimate, and you catch multiple people.
I honestly like the Lo Yi pick right here, offering quite a significant burst as well, but RQ, they just know how to play the map very well. We evidently saw coming from Lemon that he could easily pull off those sort of tricks. Now that we're going in towards phase number 2, they find that opportunity to ban away the Hayabusa, knowing that they didn't went for that third pick earlier on. Lapu Lapu will not be seen at all, and surprisingly enough, Evo's SG didn't really want to go in for that Lapu Lapu, even it was being opened up, is because that, you know, it's even more worthy to secure things that they're more comfortable on. But let me tell you this, there's still one ban on each side, and that Farsa that we talked about, I honestly want to see it come online.
If Evo's SG wants it, then I think they can, but RQ Hoshi won't definitely ban it just because they have the Yuzhong.
That's right. And with that, I just feel like this sort of the final ban here will be targeting on towards more pulls coming in from the marksman side of things, perhaps. And there's still a couple of all these options left available. Without that sort of the clock online, I think you could see 1-1 could be pretty much of a good pick coming for RRQ.
It could be it is an RRQ pick.
Yeah.
We've seen it multiple times already. RRQ Hoshi isn't one to back down from that 1-1 side lane. Evo's SG with their final ban, they go for the Lancelot. They don't want Albert to get his hands on that hero.
Yeah, you just look at Evo's SG side. All 5 bans. Technically, on the assassin side of things, yeah, you could definitely argue. Yeah, Selena is technically
some are mid, yeah.
Yeah, but hey, it's looking pretty solid to say that Evo's SG did not want anybody to get anywhere near that Yishin.
RQ Hoshi on their 4th pick. This is the second phase of pickings. Albert gets the 1-1. Yeah, and they still have a room to adjust for their jungler.
Indeed. This is where these two picks will be setting the tempo in the front line matters, and I still want to see that Fossa. Will they actually go for it right here though? But honestly, I'm not too certain if that's actually going to be all too good, because if they were to go in for a Feather Airstrike and actually get caught out, wrapped around by the Yuzong, it's hard to actually get around with that. But hey, they're going in for the Harry for the second time for Pokemon. Oh, this is a Harley special coming from the side of Aeon. So back then, these guys, of course, have been playing a lot of Harley in the early seasons, and Aeon used to be known as the best Harley out there in the MYSG.
That is true, but for Haruki Hoshi, I would have liked if they went for a Sylvana tank. Just looking at the EVO's SG lineup right now, they could have gone for it. It could have been better, but Jawhead is their go-to person. Now, I think EVO's SG is just going for this, have multiple problems or multiple mobile heroes that can go in and out. And honestly, I'm seeing RQ Hoshi's lineup right now. They don't really have catch as much. The only thing that they have is the ejector and the unstoppable force. For the Yuzhong, yes, the knockup is there, but it will be very hard to land against these heroes.
Yeah, that possibly will be true, but just look at how much DPS damage that they can deal as well as sustain.
That's true.
That itself will be really scary in the late game, especially when Malwan gets activated. Now, it's time for us to see whether or not can the hometown favorites here, EVO's SG, pull one pointer back and find a way to climb up and towards the upper brackets, because if they want the best chance, they have to find a way to put RQ in towards the lower brackets. That's where the Kings will be slaying some of all the other bigger teams out there, and that definitely will be an interesting thing to picture, but it's all boiling down to results at the very end of the day. We will be a little bit patient, as of course being displayed on the screen. So we go back in towards this draft. So we got the Harif on the other side, also with the Yishin Shin, sort of like a double marksman sort of composition. Obviously, one of it will be jungling, and over on towards the other end, RQ side actually fielding that Roger. So let's talk us through strength of the Roger right now.
Strength of the Roger right now is he has this gap closer that deals damage. So it's more likely that when you pick the Roger, you would aim to go for those high HP bar off tanks. You would want him to face against those heroes. But then again, the Benedetta might be aiming to go for that off-tank build that we've been seeing. The Brute Force Breastplate, the Blade Armors, it's there. Then again, I'm seeing right now, in a way, it's probably just for the dive. Because seeing the requirement from EVO's SG talking about complex win conditions, it's here. You can see that. There is this thing about them that they need to scale as much as possible. Harith needs to scale. Harley somewhat needs to scale as well.
Yeah.
So everyone just has this need to get their core items first before they can fight. And with Roger, as long as you have the orange buff on your side, you will deal significant amount of damage, especially in wolf form.
That's right. All the buffs will be relatively important, as well as whoever gets a hit in terms of levels will be able to just get more advantage.